Hello and welcome back, YouTube. I don't think it started. There it goes. I didn't have my foot firmly planted on the brake pedal. Sometimes these seats will be so far back I can barely reach the pedals. Alright, I hear a blower going on. That needs to stop. Okay. I'm in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'm just taking this thing up to flip ramp. I'm not even trying to sort out where it's going. Although, as I see, it only has 11,000 miles on it. And here's the ticket. It says gold okay on it. Someday I gotta have somebody explain that stuff to me a little better than it's been explained, because I'm rolling on such partial information about which cars go where. On nights like tonight, though, it's just comfortable to bring them to the flip ramp. The video I posted today from my vlog, which I'm now only about 7 weeks behind on, after a month and a half of being 8 weeks behind on it. So it's progress, right? I was talking about the different sections of areas where cars are placed to be rented at Hertz, and I kept calling President's Circle President's Choice. I just about did it again. All right, I only got 2 cars, my maintenance line here at Hertz, which is what I left when I went to lunch a little over a half hour ago. So I don't think I have anything to worry about here. Still need to put this in the flip lane. Ooh, wow, this spot is full. Of course, there's more places to put it. But I'm just gonna tuck it away here. This is the sort of thing that I would normally just put directly in reserved. But they seem to be doing some creative things with reserved right now. And nobody's really explained that to me. Aside from the MLS driver, whom I barely know in passing, who was emptying the flip ramp. And he was... He mentioned a little bit, and it made me more comfortable about my decision to just put it here versus trying to figure out where I should go. I should go take care of that door. I do like those kind of pop-up warnings on modern cars. It's a lot nicer to see that sort of thing when you start a vehicle before you're in motion and you're on a freeway, and then you hear a door behind you rattling, or you can hear some air seeping into the cabin that shouldn't be seeping in. That looks like everything else is good to go. How about some tunes? My seat kind of where I want it. Oh, I didn't check where this is going. That was about a brain fart moment. Wow, good thing I checked. I was contemplating just going to the gatekeeper line and checking it there, but this is going nowhere near that. This one, I forget the letter stop on it, but it's called Rent and Buy, which is one of the retail codes. I'd like to get to know the people in retail a little better, even though I'm not at all in the market of buying another car. I'd like to know more about how that operation works. Maybe I could get a referral bonus, bringing my friends over here to buy cars, or at least help some of my friends that need cars get good deals on cars. Ace of Base? I could do worse. So the dinner that Priscilla packed for me was really, really good. carrots and greens and biscuits and apple butter and chicken and dumplings. Whoa, slow your roll, dude. I hear something shifting around in the back. Wonder what it could be. Every time I hear something shifting around in the back of a vehicle, I always go to see what the hell it is. Maybe I'll score me like half a case of bottled water. That would be awesome. That's what it sounds like it might be. So I was wanting to explain how I started my shift and ended up at the Dollar Thrifty lot. But it's not a very long drive over to retail, so I don't have time for that. As I mentioned earlier, I did run my battery into the ground shooting all these little videos earlier. And it wasn't exactly full when I got here either. So it really does sound like half a case of water in the back. It's kind of got that unique sound of water bottles rubbing against each other as they're shaking in the case. On that note, I think I'm going to stop right here at the end of the AR line, pop it open, because it's kind of tricky to position these the way the parking is in retail. And yeah, once I get this parked correctly, I don't want to move it. But if it's got a whole case of water in it, I don't want to carry that to my car. I'm gonna drive it to my car. You know, it's crazy that I've learned what that sounds like. It's damn near a full case of water. Score. Liftgate or lift glass jar? What are you saying? I just shut it. Alright, I think I got it handled this time. That's a lot of water, and it's Arrowhead brand too. And of course, whoever had this car, if they were flying out, had no choice but to leave the water. Then again, the fact that it's marked rent and buy tells me that the person who checked it in probably inquired about renting this to own it. Which makes you wonder why the hell he left the water in it. Well, he thinks when he comes to purchase the car, the water's still going to be in there. He's wrong, because we got to clean it first. And me taking the water is the first step of it getting clean. Oh, good times. Well, pretty much went over the entire area upstairs after my lunch break, so my next major project is to organize since there's not much for me in the way of vehicles upstairs, is to organize the maintenance yard. And it looks like I got my work cut out for me down here. I'm glad they made some progress on the pink line. Also got 2 more new cars in my gatekeeper. Plus a Tesla, that, as far as I can tell, there's nothing wrong with it, and a Shelby. I don't move the Shelbys. Let's just say I took the 10-minute break, my second 10-minute break that I don't normally ever take. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Whole case of bottled water, and that's a pretty good come up in my world. Just saying. I got some Foo Fighters going on. Now, since this is going over to retail, even though I need to get working on organizing the yard, it's a pretty long walk from retail over to the maintenance yard. So I'm going to walk over and grab another clean and take it up the flip ramp. Oh, by the way, after I dropped out that Jeep Grand Cherokee in the flip ramp, right as I was getting out, manager Anthony was rolling by. I told him that I put it there in the flip ramp because it seemed like they were doing some kind of sorting of large SUVs that, otherwise I'd normally put it in the large SUV reserved area, and he kind of confirmed that and said, yeah, that's the right spot for it. Somebody was sorting them. So always nice to get that kind of confirmation from Anthony. So yeah, I see the cone. Thank you. So on to another car to go up. And if I remember right, one of those 2 cars in my maintenance line is an AR, which goes right next to here. So take it down, take another one up, and then whatever the hell the one is that's still up there that isn't an AR, take that down. Hopefully that'll take me over to the maintenance yard so I can organize it. Well, that all went a little different than expected. I moved the 2 AR cars as I was planning on doing. Classic vinyl. I see this arrangement on Chevrolet new touchscreen radios so often. It's got to be a default thing where the row at the top says hits 1, classic vinyl, the highway, Fox headlines. I ain't gonna hate on classic vinyl. I like that channel a lot. I mean, Led Zeppelin, what is and what should never be. Hell yeah, ain't heard that in a minute. Alright, so this one's got an f-stop. It's going to the PM line. So as I was saying, I did the 2 ARs, which went exactly how I anticipated they were going to go, and quickly got into cleans and brought them up to the flip ramp. And as I was bringing the second one up to the flip ramp, after taking the second one down to AR, the guy that was emptying the flip ramp earlier that I chatted with, and I forget his name, but I've rolled with him a few times before. There have been times where I've been shorthanded, and, well, at least one time I was shorthanded, and I asked Jesse if I could get one of his drivers to help me out, and that's who he gave. So I don't know his name, but he's really cool. I enjoy hanging out with him. But anyway, as I was walking back to the maintenance line, they'd added another car to it. 2 cars in the maintenance line and on the Hertz side. And he rolls up in a Dodge Charger and say, hey, I'm coming to help you. And I'm like, well, I don't really have much left up here, just these 2 cars. So if you want to, you can come help me move stuff on the maintenance lot. And he looked at me like, well, what's that entail? I'm like, just a bunch of walking around and moving shit forward. And that must not have appealed to him at all, because it doesn't really appeal to much anybody, except for Andre. He seems to actually enjoy doing it more than I do, because he does it at times when it really doesn't need done. But I think that's from like a year plus of Esther getting on him to do it. Anyway, he's like, well, how about I just follow you while you take that one down? I'll bring you up quick so you can get this one. Pointing at the Camaro I'm in right now. And I'm like, yeah, hell yeah, that'll work. So yay, 2 cars down, a lot quicker than normal. With less walking. And now, to sort out this yard, there's quite a bit of moving and sorting I got to do here. And I think there's a space in front of this. And it's probably just going to be sitting there for very long either. Oh man! Pink Floyd Wish You Were Here is coming on right now. Well, of course, I got to leave this car and do some real work. Oh well. It was fun pretending I had a new Camaro for a couple minutes anyway. And for anybody who's keeping tabs, this stupid Lincoln is still sitting here with its hood pop. I mentioned it to Dan and he's like, yeah, it can just sit there until we're ready to work on it. Which makes me think it's probably going to be there for quite a damn while. So I'm in some kind of ginormous, Toyota Highlander. I was going to guess it was a Land Cruiser, but yeah, some kind of ginormous Killing Machine style SUV from Toyota. I was going to move a Ford Explorer. It doesn't have a safety hold on it. And one of the car washers left a moist towel hanging in the driver's rearview mirror. Those guys are a special kind of special. They really are. Radio. Play the radio. This is pretty mediocre and cliche, but I'm not going far enough in this to really care. So I'm not completely done rearranging the lot. I'm mostly done. But Rain gotta poop. On that note, karaoke version just put out karaoke for the Little Dicky song with the infamous line, "Brain gotta poop." I think I'm gonna order that as soon as I get home tonight. Oh, it's on the highway. God, I hate this station. The highway is like SXM. It's like all the cliche crap country I don't like, with none of the country that I do like. At least that's what I've seen. I don't think I've ever heard a song that I actually like come on the highway. I mean, shit, at least KNIX and Camel Country occasionally play songs I like to hear. Like last week, I can't remember if it was KNIX or Camel Country, but one of them played Old Red by Blake Shelton. I sang the shit out of that either Friday or Saturday night at the Wander Inn. Love that song. Move the tab down here in the cup so whoever pulls this out the flip ramp can find it a little better. So I was feeling really good about being done at 10:30, and then I got kind of distracted coming out of the bathroom. Whoops. So probably of all the people that check in cars, my favorite person here, whose name I can't remember. I'm not sure if she ever even told me her name, to be honest. But I know I've mentioned her. She's the one that I've said has a son that's right between my daughter's ages. and we often talk about our kids. But we have a lot of really good conversations. Anyway, she just stopped to let me know that tonight's her last night. And I was just shocked. She's like, yeah, I put in my notice 3 weeks ago. And I'm like, man, you never told me. You can't leave me like that. Anyway, I had one business card on me. It's been in my back pocket for God knows how long. It's kind of shredded, but she said she could see the number. So I remind her, she needs to text me on that, not try to call me. But yeah, she said she'd love to come out and see me sing karaoke. So she goes, she don't sing, but yeah, she'd love to come out and watch me sing and give me the support. So told her, generally speaking, Fridays and Saturdays at Wander Inn, best places to catch me. I showed her my website. Told her how I just got that back going again. I'm going to really miss her. So I've still got 3 more cars over at the Dollar maintenance line. I don't think I have anything over on the Hertz side. I've been keeping up on the Hertz side, but I haven't been to the Dollar side since right after my lunch. And I just now walked over there after I got done talking with the gal who's leaving for last night. She's the one doing check-ins right now. Usually does the check-ins late at night and overnight. I think she stays all night for the Hertz side. But yeah, I did kind of slow walk around the office and stuff, like my last walk in that area, to see if there were any maintenance cars that needed to come down. And surprisingly, there weren't. Usually there is. Then I got over to, clock says 22:15. That's not a time. And clicking the clock isn't letting me change it. I wonder if I have to turn the audio power on to get that to work. It's still not letting me change it. I'm all the way down to the gatekeeper. It's not getting changed. I mean, I know that means 10:15, but just seeing military time clocks bothers the crap out of me. And it's bothering me. It's not as easy to adjust that as it is in most vehicles. This is some kind of a Honda. It's got a touch screen on it. Actually, you know what? I don't think this is a touch screen. I think I'm up in here tapping on a screen that's actually not a touch screen. I just noticed there's physical buttons below the station presets.
Try rough grades and watch what happens. Now, when you try bag for free.
And why would they be there if that was a touch screen, right? Anyway, I got 15 minutes to try to get those other 3 cars down here, clear out the gatekeeper. Oh, hell no. This thing got all the fans turned on. Yikes. Ooh, and a big ugly chip on it. Static. Oh, it's on 101.1. It'll start playing music once I get out of this spot here. This has got a windshield chip, but it's a big chip. Not even sure if the chip people will be able to fix this. They might have to send it to the broken glass people. Normally when I get one that's looking this bad, I actually mark on the window, do not rent, safety issue. So it prevents situations like what I was calling the Buick problem, where a manager, most likely Meyer, tells one of the MLS managers, most likely Anthony, hey, take all the chips down to the Dollar Car Wash, we're going to rent them. And then that message gets relayed like that, which gets relayed to a lead, which brings a bunch of up-down drivers to grab them all. And they're told grab all the ones with windshield chips. They're not looking them over to make a decision on, hey, does that windshield chip pose a safety issue? And this one definitely does. I got a big whole spot right in front of my face that can't be seen through. So I think this is my last trip up here. It's 10:41 right now, so I am a little bit past 10:30, but no cars left at Dollar. I don't know what's on the Dollar lot. I mean, they swallowed up my maintenance line with clean cars, so I'm not even worried about what's going on down there. But both my maintenance line's done, and yeah, put this in the glass chip area. It should be. And we got so many cars right now. I don't see them deciding to put out windshield chips. Although, sometimes I've seen Maillard do it just because he wants the car washers to be busy. Oh, they're not washing cars, better have them wash the ones with windshield chips. But, yeah. And if they put it out, I'm sure somebody has to send it back. Anyway, I ain't writing nothing on this one's window. So walking back after the last one that I shot a little video in, realized there was just no way in hell I was going to get those 3 more cars done without some help. And then when I was heading up, I also saw that there were no clean cars left to take up because the up-down crew had literally grabbed every last one. And I saw Jesse and another driver walking over to the van, so I just kind of walked in that direction, and I asked Jesse if he could spare a driver to drive me back and forth to Dollar so I could get the last 3 cars I had left. And asked the guy, and he was a trainee, blue vest, if he was down to do that, and he's like, sure, what do I need to do? And he's like, oh, Dan will tell you what to do. So, that was pretty nice. The hell we got up in here? Just garbage. Usual garbage. I'm in the gatekeeper line. It's got a couple to pull out of here. It's a Volkswagen SUV of some kind. And I don't see a note indicating what's wrong with this one. No note. No mark on the windshield. No pop-ups in the dash. I'm gonna walk around and see if I see anything obviously wrong with it. I have no idea why they put this in the gatekeeper. I see absolutely nothing wrong with it. Well, I'm just gonna put this on the right side. Since they finally got all those Nissan Sentras taken care of, I finally got my WTF line back. So this can be WTF number 1. I'll put that Tesla right behind it. It can be WTF number 2. What the heck? Come on, Tesla. It wasn't recognizing the card key in the sweet spot. So, oh wow, this one's steering wheel is peeling in a big way. Still gonna put it in the PM line and just make a note on the window. This is not the same car I thought it was. It was a car at a Tesla Model 3 at that end of the gatekeeper line that I had checked out earlier that had nothing I could find wrong with it. But this one's pretty clearly marked on the window. F-PM. And even without it being marked, it's pretty obviously got a peeling steering wheel. Haven't seen one of these in a while. I thought they solved that problem. Ha! And it needs a software update. Well, you can go ahead and install now, Tesla. Have fun with that.